Wow, what is that?
It's landing right there. Look, something's coming out. Whoa, are those aliens?
Our eyes ain't lying, folks.
Well, what do they want?
You guys are great to be around. Other than that, we avoid this planet nowadays.
Why, it's because too many people are keeping their eye to the sky, or are we going downhill?
So, what to make of this hantavirus stuff? Well, I hope this doesn't amount to a pandemic level of things.
They say that it won't.
In spite of a rising number of cases throughout several states and countries, we still have COVID-19 relatively fresh in our minds and how that went. I remember when the masking up began to happen and the issue making the news. My aunt made homemade face masks for the family, while my uncle made hand sanitizer out of aloe and vodka.
Now, I heard something on the news back then that there's this kid who got in trouble at school because he was charging his peers for pumps of sanitizer. But his dad called him an effing legend.
Then the restrictions came about. The social distancing, the limits of gatherings and numbers of occupants in a building, arrows marked on the floor of places like Walmart to direct foot traffic for social distancing. Speaking of Walmart, they quit 24-hour service and were among places short of disinfectant spray, particularly Lysol, and
Toilet paper! That situation was more a product of panic buying than it was supply chain shortages. But that situation was really shit.
At the time, I was working in fast food, and we had to get uptight with emergency policies such as mentioned, occupant number restrictions,
Food orders for takeout and drive-through only for a time. But working in a city, especially a college town, I can't really say that we were short on business.
What the hell happened today? We were overwhelmingly busy for hours upon end with non-stop business. Did everybody get stir-crazy all at the same time and want to go out to eat? Or is there another round of panic buying I don't know about? What's going on? Well, I don't know what is going on, but I can't quite connect the dots on this one. Makes me wonder if people are taking the outbreak restrictions seriously. Whatever happened today, I still can't connect the dots. I'll sleep good tonight, and it's a good thing I'm off tomorrow. Hey, I'll say this much. I do hope that this outbreak is put under control real soon. But the reality is that the people's willingness to play by the rules will have a heavy say in that. I suppose the one thing I can say about today is I'm just going to leave it here, wind down, and enjoy my evening. May y'all do the same.
You know, I got to the point where, especially going into my new job, I had to have a certification saying that I am an essential worker for any event that I got pulled over or something. And in that new setting, we were wearing masks, and I was exposed to more of the public that didn't have English as their mother tongue. I think subconsciously we like to rely on lip reading to make sure that we're understanding what's being said. But how can we? We're a covered app. So let's believe that the pandemic was a big old psyop and psychological sandbox experiment, and also a ploy to get Trump out of office and the auto pen in. Hey, what do you want? That was just one of the dogs. I'm not going to go into the political side of things, but let's talk about the current outbreak of hantavirus that's happening. This outbreak occurred on the cruise ship Hantavirus. The virus is typically rodent-borne and does not transmit from human to human. However, the Andes version of the virus does, and that happens to be the strain in question pertaining to this outbreak. Now, if this thing does become a very big issue, then going into it, yes, we do need to be careful, but let's also be aware. So what else has been making the news lately? So apparently the Trump administration has released files on UFO sightings and stuff. Now, when I was a kid, I was big on astronomy and science fiction, you know, extraterrestrial life, fan of things like Star Fox and Star Wars, Independence Day, just to name a few things. But going into adulthood, I'm no longer of the belief, if I ever truly was, that advanced life outside of our planet and solar system even exists. But science fiction is still pretty fascinating as a subject. But what if we did have cordial encounters with extraterrestrials? If they gifted us their advanced technology, I'm not sure that the average Joe would be allowed to get his hands on it, you know, by the system, you know? Maybe little bits of it. I mean, you might think that it's enough that we're dealing with AI. But coming across their technology, I like to think that we'll be making waves of advancements and breakthroughs in the medical realm. The transportation industry would be revolutionized, to say the least. I'd like to visualize myself getting around on my own private jetpack. Military-wise, it would also change the nature of the game. Lasers instead of bullets. I've heard a little bit about this Project Bluebeam, which could potentially kick off a full-scale global psyop, make it look like an alien invasion or something seemingly prophetic or religious happening. Maybe it could be the implementation of NWO surveillance. Come to think of it, we pretty much have all this technology in place, speaking as a person who does not believe in aliens. But I don't want to dive too into the conspiracy zone or the political side of things. But yes, definitely be aware, be open-minded, be vigilant, think for yourself, because the future is now, and anything could happen, for better or worse.